Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Professor Layton and the Curious Classroom.
What kind of a person is Professor Layton? What kind of a person is he?
He's like quite clever because he solves all the puzzles.
Yeah?
And he's very helps you.
He helps you? What, in the game? So there's Professor Layton there, okay?
And that's his apprentice.
What's his apprentice's name?
Luke.
So that's Luke. Luke, there's Luke. Okay, so how would you describe Professor Layton and you two?
He's an archaeologist, so he's really good at solving mysteries, and he solves a lot of mysteries all the time. And he helps people, and he solves like a lot of mysteries in one day.
Oh, fantastic. How would you describe him?
Well, I think he's actually pretty cool.
You think he's pretty cool? Why?
Well, he's kind of smart, and he's actually got a great personality.
He's got a great So, in a computer game, they're able to make a character that you feel's got personality.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Do you feel like the characters in the computer game are like some of the characters you read in some books?
Yeah.
In terms of how they come to life, would you say that, or do you think that's too?
I would say that.
You would say that.
And that's Simon when he's dead, so that's how we would know that he killed Simon, because he's right there. In the
Well, actually, he might have just fainted.
There is Don Paolo.
Yeah.
But what's his character's name when he's the policeman?
Chemley.
Chemley. Right. Okay.
Well, I call him Clemmy.
Well, that sounds.
That's Bruno.
Here's a wee question for you folks. See this idea of computer games that tell stories that make you think and make you wonder what's happening, and introduce characters that have got personalities. Do you think it's a kind of good thing to use in the classroom to help you learn?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Well, it's a good game, and it's really good for your maths, because there's a lot of games.
Solving.
Yeah.
Well, the problem solving, we haven't even talked about the problem solving yet, but here we've been talking about the fact that there's a story with characters that seem to be quite rich and lots of information about them.
That's the dad.
So that's the dad as well.
Augustus Reinhold.
So would you choose to read books as well as maybe play like interactive stories that you would see in computer games? Yeah?
But
Maybe something worth looking at.
Yeah. Sometimes I imagine it like it's an actual cartoon that you see on TV.
But you're playing it. You're actually in it playing the game, aren't you?
There's Chemley.
Shamley.
So that's Don Paolo when he's in the police.
Yeah, and that's him when he's out of his disguise.
Oh.
The real Don Paolo.
Hey. Now he seems pretty. He looks like a nasty piece of work the way he's designed. Okay, you guys have been brilliant. Tell me about Don Paolo. Apparently, he's the baddie in this game. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me about him then.
He went to the inn, and he went to that lady called Beatrice and teared up the room.
Because for some reason I don't
escaped
know
for
his bell.
He escaped because I think he was in his room, and he maybe tried to make it bad to not pay for his room.
So he didn't pay for his room?
No.
So how significant is this character in the game, or in the story? What's his significance? Why is he important?
Well, you don't really see him at the beginning because he's disguised.
Okay, who's he disguised as?
Chemley. He's the detective.
So he's a detective, so he's like a corrupt policeman.
He's the detective to discover who killed Simon.
Oh.
The thing is, you see...
So he's in the newspaper as well, so there he is there.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you do see him at the beginning, you just don't know his name.
Ah.
And you see him part of them in video clips.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's Lady Dahlia, but you probably can't see her that much. And there's Matthew.
A robot as well.
Yeah.
Who made the robots?
Bruno. This guy called Bruno, a friend of the Baron, Augustus Reinhold, who's dead.
And why has he made these robots?
It's because he wanted to give his daughter a village and some people so she's not alone.
So she's got robot friends?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she have any real friends?
She might have real friends probably, but probably he might have moved her, and then maybe he just wants to make friends with her so she'll be happy again.
Okay. Well, here I am. It seems like the children have been writing their own stories, kind of linked to Professor Layton, inspired by Professor Layton. I'm here with some of the class here. Tell me, what was going on with this activity?
Well, we just we were writing stories for our story writing, and we made them up, and then we just wrote a big book about it, and then it just turned into a big book.
So did you do this like a chapter a week?
No, you just done it in your spare time.
So this was like what you did in spare time?
Yeah, and then
What, at home or in class?
at class.
In class. So you tell me you've got spare time in class. Okay, how did you get on with yours?
Well, we like read it we done a chapter and then we picked what one was the best out of the class, and then they done the podcast.
Okay, so I'll hear about the podcast after, yeah? But this was like a writing activity. So this was then recorded for podcast. All right, so you're writing stories that can be listened to on an iPod, for instance. Okay, how'd you get on?
Well, at the very first week, we decided where this story is going to take place, and it was Hogwarts. And
So it wasn't Sammy Stair. You were going to go to Hogwarts.
yes.
So you've got a mixture of like Harry Potter and Prof Layton.
Yeah, and Professor Layton was there as well, and we each made our own story, and every week we would pick someone's story to go on the podcast, and at the end, with all our stories, we linked them up and made a book.
Okay. Smashing. See, here's this looks pretty involved. Oof. Right, can I get rid of that after?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies, thank you very much. You show your books? Oh, these are looking at business. Great stuff. Right, what have we got here then?
This is the newspaper. We basically, because we all did a piece of a newspaper, like a newspaper article or comic or something. Then we had 4 people in a team, and we arranged this newspaper. So it was like, we call it St. Steel Times.
Can I maybe see some more of them? Okay. So the newspapers are all linked to what had been happening in the game?
Yeah. Something that's been created by because there's like things like puzzle party and stuff like that. So some things we just thought would be a good
So there's
idea.
even a kidnapper on the loose?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. A lot of stuff going on here. You've got a crossword there as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see you keeping the puzzle theme going in the newspaper as well. Great
Because
stuff.
we thought, well, what sort of things?
Wait a minute, what's this headline? Death at the Manor.
That's Simon.
That would make me... Who got killed there then?
Simon.
That was Simon, yeah?
But since they were like all robots in Egypt,
He wasn't really dead.
no,
Because you can't really kill a robot, can you?
It was just like he ran out of oil.
He ran out of oil.
It was a spool.
I never understood
It was a spool. Because I thought they had died, but see, since they were robots, I was left clueless about it. I'm going to try and play the game again, see if I can work it at time. Because I know.
Because it was red oil. And
So there's a bit of confusion here. What happened to the Simon character?
Simon. And what happened to Professor Chimley either? Because he came, right, and he was all nice at first, and then all of a sudden his head popped off, and then it turned out to be the guy with the horns.
Don Paolo.
Aye.
Aye, because
Where did he? There is a real Inspector Chimley. Where is he? Yeah, he's not in that game. It's just Don Paul disguises him.
so it seems like the real Inspector Chimley has been taken over by Don Paolo. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, because he was wearing a mask and then near the end he pulled it off.
He just pulls it off and he jumps in the wheels.
Tell me, have you all completed the game?
Yeah.
So, not all of us. But okay. And the big thing for me was that the golden apple isn't a piece of fruit. What's the golden apple?
It's Flora, it's Lady Dahlia's daughter.
So the golden apple is a human.
No, Lady Dahlia. That's the Baron Reinhold guy. Because Ken, I thought that
Is Lady Dahlia not her auntie? Was Flora's mum not Lady Dahlia's sister?
I don't know because
That's what I thought. And the kidnapper, that's the kidnapper there.
Who's the kidnapper?
That big guy.
that guy with the darkness behind him.
Okay. Oh, I see.
What I thought happened was that Ken how what's his name, that Baron guy. Well, I thought that Flora was his daughter and that he built because Ken who with the big treasure thing where if she took that away, Sammy Still would just stop working because I thought it was like a robot village, like all built and all that for Flora to grow up in. That's why it was built.
Right. Well, it seems like this story has given you lots of things to talk about and lots of things to think about. What happened? Yeah.
And
Claudia ran away as well.
Who's Claudia?
The cat. It's
Lady Dahlia's cat.
What role? What's the importance of Claudia the cat?
Well, she found Simon's glasses and that.
And then when you go into the village, just in chapter 2, it's called the fugitive feline. So then she runs away, then you have to keep on finding her.
You have to find
That's
her
what happens
3 times
when Professor Layton first goes to the manor. The cat runs away, and the Lady Dahlia asks him to find the cat.
Yeah.
And then
But
he runs away after her.
But
Oh, right,
he was
okay.
mainly there to find out the mission of the mystery apple.
It was like a big bang with that big machine thing that. This is my comic strip. Sometimes I read the comics in the newspapers, so I notice a lot of them are just a few pictures. So I put a classic 3-picture one in. It's like there's a sign saying rent a boat. It's only so much, and then it's like cool. So he goes and rents a boat, and then you can see there's a hole in it.
Oh dear.
And then in the next one, he's like his oars are falling out, and he's sinking. He's like, I've got a sinking feeling.
That's pretty effective. I get that. Good man. Good man.
Well, it's about a wall. They get a key and then they turn it on the wall and then it like sort of blows up and then you have to solve 75 puzzles to get into the tower.
How many?
75.
75 puzzles. Were they difficult?
Tower. A wee bit. Some of them weren't. Some of them were easy.
Okay. Are these kind of puzzles that you maybe see in your maths jars?
Sometimes, but not usually.
Same strategies.
So what was that?
Strategies.
Same strategies.
Same type of strategies, yeah. Because we had up a wee board thing that says like, what strategy would you have used? And it was like, guess and check, or draw out a graph,
Or use objects.
Use objects. And sometimes in these puzzles, when you're doing them, you get to like, instead of just looking at it, some of them you just click an input answer and write in your answer. But whereas other ones like this one, you can like move them about to get your answer.
So what's this one you're doing?
It's called Wills and Chicks, and it's got the instructions there, and it tells me to get all the wolves and all the chicks across to that side. But there's a problem. If there's more wolves than there is chicks, then the chicks will get eaten by the wolves.
Oh.
But there's always got to be someone like that. I can't make that go back unless I put something on it. So I have to put the chick on,
to get it across. If
Okay.
I put the wolf on it instead, the chips would get eaten and it would be game over. And I would have had to start again. So that's literally like how this puzzle
So I'm
works.
getting the impression from you that these problems have been quite enjoyable.
Aye, they've been quite fun, just to do it and kick about and play about in them.
So this
And
idea of
just
like
learn
math
it.
puzzles built into a game.
Which I think is a good, it's like fun way of learning as well, because you can like interact with them and all that.
Do you think that's made you more aware of strategies that you can use when you're solving
Yeah, it's
problems?
definitely really been like good to keep me problem solving. Like I've really like my knowledge has really increased for doing problem solving. Like I can work out puzzles more easy, and it's like just been like a lot of good fun to do at the same time. So it's like a little bit of both, which is good, and it's really helped me with my puzzle solving.
Great stuff.
strategies.
Great stuff. Good man. I'll let you get on with your puzzles then. Right, there's a lot of puzzles in Professor Layton. It's very much part of the gameplay, isn't it, Andrina? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots and lots of puzzles. Did you find them quite difficult?
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them. Did you find them a challenge?
Yeah.
Enjoyable?
Yeah.
Good. Tell me, you've been making your own version of one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Well, it's like the wolves and chicks puzzle, but instead I've made bears and stars.
Okay.
It's where you need to get all of the counters over to the other side.
All of these counters
Yeah.
over to this side, yeah?
Yeah. And
What's the rules?
well, there must be a star or a bear on the boat for it to move. And there are not allowed to be more bears on one side than there are stars, or the bears will steal the stars. And the game will be over and you need to start again.
But you've added an extra dimension to it, haven't you? In terms of, I can see here, rule 3. What's the maximum number of moves?
30.
30. Anybody managed to solve it? You've managed to solve it, yeah? Quite a few of you. You've solved it as well. So you think because you learned how to solve it in the game, it made it quite straightforward to solve it if somebody's actually built it?
Well, someone helped me to do wolves and chicks, and then like Andrea gave me a wee hand on that.
So Andrina gave you help?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of there seems to be a lot of support going on here when you're solving puzzles. It's like, there doesn't seem to be anybody left on their own to be stuck.
No.
Is that right? Yeah. Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like we're all helping each other to like solve our puzzles.
All helping each other to solve your puzzles. Great stuff. Now, alright, okay, I'm going to switch the camera off and have a go at this.
What's that? It's mine.
Right, so you're just selecting some of the movies that the class have made, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're on the big screen.
We just made it all out of plasticine.
You just made it out of what?
Plasticine.
Out of plasticine. And you used what? Did you use the DigiBlue camera?
Yeah.
Just a
And we
stop,
just
kind of a
took-
stop motion animation, yeah?
Yeah, we just took lots of pictures and put it all together and made
Yeah.
a wee video.
Tell me, how difficult was it?
Quite difficult.
It
Because
wasn't
they kept
that
having the
difficult.
heads like kept on falling off.
Oh, right, so
you still got my
it was difficult with the models.
Yeah, and that was quite
But the technology, was the technology pretty straightforward? What do you think? Like doing the animation itself and using the camera and the computer.
Yeah, it was quite easy because all you had to do like was move that a wee bit and then like take a picture.
Okay, and then I move your model, take the picture, move your model, take the picture.
Yeah,
Just
and then like
quite a lot of times.
Yeah, you just had to move it a tiny inch.
And then for each minute it was about
So-
100.
And for a second it's about like 34 pictures for a second.
For a second,
Yeah.
34 movements per second.
Oh.
Goodness gracious, as many as that.
Yeah.
Must have taken you a long time, did it?
Yeah. No, it took about 5-10 minutes to like move it and then like keep on taking the picture.
What do you think you're learning when you're doing things like this?
Like how to like
make like movies and that.
So you think you're learning about? You think it helps you? You think it allows you to be creative?
Yeah, because like you made your own models and then like they're all different and then you make a scene.
And when you see it moving on the screen, what do you think?
It turns out like good.
Pretty cool.
And we're doing something else with the digital camera. We're making a puppet show.
I'm making a puppet show as well.
Yeah, we've made puppets on Wally stick.
All right, so you're going to do that with DigiBlue.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We'll hear about that after.
Hi, my name is Claudia. My owner is Lady Dahlia. I have ran away because I heard a big bang, and I better go now because there is Professor Layton coming to get me.
Hello, my name is Lady Dahlia and I have a cat called Claudia and I have lots of jewellery.
My name is Professor Layton, and I am here today because I am looking for the golden apple. I have to solve some puzzles for my friends now. Bye. Hello, I am Lady Dahlia, and my friend Professor Layton is solving a mystery for me. I think he's doing very well.
Now the kids have got their parents coming for a puzzle evening, and they're busy preparing for that at the minute. Now I wonder what's happening here. Can you tell me what's happening here?
These are picarats and these are for...
What's a picarat?
It's coins that you collect in the game if you get the puzzle correct.
So if you get the puzzles correct in the game, you get picarats.
Yes.
And that's what you're making.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just wee silver coins, and for when the parents come you can buy badges and bookmarks.
Alright, so are they going to try the puzzles, and if they get them correct, are they going to get picarats? How's it working when the parents come?
When they come you can buy, there'll be like someone at the door and then you have to pay £1 to get 50 picarats.
Ah, right, okay.
And then like you can buy the badges with them and bookmarks and like refreshments to buy.
And there'll be refreshments to buy as well?
And a cafe.
Fantastic. So how much is one picarat going to cost me? Is it 50 picarats for £1?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
So probably about 2p for one picarat.
Yes, well done, well done. Okay.
These are the bookmarks that we've made.
So you made bookmarks as well that you're going to sell?
Yeah.
Saint Mystère bookmarks, Bienvenue Saint Mystère, and you've also made badges too.
Yeah.
How much are these costing?
Well, we haven't decided how much everything's going to be yet.
Okay, so you're trying to make a profit on this?
Yeah. So the real money that we get, we're going to like pay like the school back for the paper for photocopying, pledges and all the stuff that we.
Right, can I have a look? I'll have a look at some of the badges and I need to buy a couple of these. And maybe before I leave, can I buy some of these badges? You maybe want to have a wee discussion, see how much you want to charge me.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well, I'll £100 each. That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
Well, it's a pound.
Right, think again. Go and have your discussion, ladies. Right, and I'll come back and see you in 5 minutes.
Picarats each.
2 picker hats, right, so that's 4 pence then. I'll come back and see
You'll
you.
have to like